Betrayal hurts more than almost anything else in life. Not because you lose something, but because it forces you to question everything. Your judgment, your trust, your understanding of people. When an enemy attacks you, it's simple. You see them coming. Your guard is already up. But betrayal works differently. Betrayal requires trust. It requires you to open the gates, lower your defenses, and invite someone into your inner world. And then one day, that same person turns your trust into a weapon. A business partner steals your work. A spouse lies to your face. A friend you've known for 10 years disappears the moment you need them most. And suddenly your mind starts spinning. You replay every memory, every conversation, every moment, looking for the exact point where everything went wrong. You ask yourself questions that never seem to end. Why did they do it? Were they always like this? Was I blind the whole time? Some people respond with rage. They want revenge. They imagine exposing the traitor, humiliating them, destroying them. Others respond differently. They shut down. They decide something cold and dangerous. I will never trust anyone again. But more than 2,000 years ago, the Stoic philosophers discovered something about betrayal that completely changes how you see it. Something uncomfortable, but incredibly freeing. Marcus Aurelius, the Emperor of Rome, lived surrounded by betrayal. He was the most powerful man in the world, yet his daily life was filled with political enemies, false allies, manipulators, and conspirators. People constantly tried to deceive him, exploit him, use him, and yet, betrayal never destroyed his peace, and it never turned him into a paranoid tyrant. Why? Because Marcus Aurelius understood something about human nature that most people never realize. People do not betray you because they are powerful. They betray you because they are weak. But to understand this, you have to start with something Marcus Aurelius did every single morning. Before facing the world, he prepared his mind. He wrote something brutally honest to himself. He reminded himself that during the day, he would meet people who were ungrateful, dishonest, jealous, deceitful. He expected it. But here is the surprising part. He didn't hate these people. He studied them. He diagnosed them. Marcus Aurelius believed these behaviors came from one root cause: ignorance. Ignorance about what is truly good and what is truly bad. And this is the key to understanding betrayal, because people do not betray you because they are evil masterminds. Most of them are not even particularly clever. They betray you because they misunderstand life. Every human being wants happiness. But most people chase happiness in the wrong places: money, status, reputation, power. They believe these things will finally make them fulfilled. But the Stoics believed something radically different. They believed the only true good in life is character, integrity, wisdom, self-control. External things like money or reputation are not good or bad. They are simply tools. They can make life easier, but they cannot make you a good person, and losing them cannot make you a bad one. The person who betrays you has confused these categories. They believe gaining money, protecting their image, or advancing their career is worth absolutely anything, even lying, even cheating, even stabbing someone in the back. But in doing so, they destroy the only thing that truly matters: their own character. In other words, they trade gold for dirt. When someone betrays you, your ego creates a dramatic story. It tells you that the betrayer carefully planned a brilliant attack against you. But the Stoics saw something very different. Most people are not masterminds. They are slaves to their emotions. In Stoic psychology, destructive emotions were called passions. These are impulses that overpower reason: fear, desire, distress, uncontrolled pleasure. And if you examine most betrayals carefully, you will notice something interesting. Almost all of them come from just two forces: desire or fear. Sometimes someone betrays you because they want something: your money, your position, your partner. Other times they betray you because they are afraid of losing status, afraid of confrontation, afraid of consequences. In other words, they are not thinking clearly. They are reacting. The Stoic philosopher Cleanthes once compared undisciplined people to a dog tied to a moving cart. The cart represents fate, the unstoppable movement of life. The dog has two options. It can walk peacefully beside the cart, or it can resist and be dragged through the dirt. The person who betrays you is the dog being dragged. They are not acting freely. They are being pulled by their fears, their desires, their impulses. Once you see this clearly, betrayal begins to look very different. It stops looking like a powerful attack and starts looking like the desperate behavior of a confused mind. But understanding the traitor is only half the lesson. The other half is protecting yourself. Because when betrayal happens, the pain feels overwhelming. You say to yourself, "My life is ruined. Everything is destroyed." But the Stoics challenged this idea completely. They would say something that sounds shocking at first: "You have not actually been harmed." This brings us to one of the most powerful ideas in Stoic philosophy: the dichotomy of control. Some things are within your control, and some things are not. Your thoughts, your actions, your intentions. These belong to you, but other people's behavior does not. Their loyalty, their honesty, their decisions. These were never yours to control. If your happiness depends on other people's loyalty, then your happiness is built on fragile ground, because you are trying to control something that was never yours. Marcus Aurelius understood this deeply. He wrote that external events cannot touch the soul. They cannot invade your mind. They cannot force your judgments. Only you can do that. The betrayal itself is just an event, a lie, a broken promise, stolen opportunity. But the suffering comes from the story you attach to it. You suffer because you tell yourself that the event has destroyed you. The Stoics practiced a mental technique called stripping the story away. Instead of saying, "My life is over," you say, "I lost my job." Instead of saying, "My partner destroyed me," you say, "A person chose to end a relationship." Instead of saying, "My friend betrayed me," you say, "Someone chose money over loyalty." When you remove the emotional exaggeration, reality becomes much simpler. A traitor can take your money. They can damage your reputation. They can remove comfort from your life. But there is one thing they cannot take: your character. And since character is the only true good, they have not taken anything truly valuable. So how should you respond to betrayal? Should you hate the traitor, seek revenge? The Stoics said no, because when someone commits injustice, they damage themselves first. They poison their own character. In many ways, they are the real victim of their own actions. Your responsibility is not revenge. Your responsibility is to maintain your own integrity. That does not mean being naive. You can protect yourself. You can end the relationship. You can walk away. But you do it calmly, without hatred, without becoming the very thing that hurt you. Because betrayal is inevitable. As long as people chase money, power, and reputation instead of wisdom, someone will eventually choose advantage over loyalty. But betrayal does not have to destroy you. Another person's lack of character is their tragedy, not yours. Build your inner fortress. Train your mind not to believe the story that you have been ruined. Hold external things lightly, like sand in your hand. Grip them too tightly, and they slip away. Let the world do what it will. Maintain your integrity. Act with justice. And remember one simple truth. As long as your character remains intact, you are untouchable. Master your mind, and you master your life.